Do you find that every time you hop in Canva to create a new graphic, ebook, newsletter, or anything for your business, you're feeling pulled in multiple directions creatively? Like your brand can't seem to stick to a consistent look or feel. And because of this creative indecision, you feel drawn to try different fonts, images, and even colors every single time you design something new. And while you love Pinterest, you feel like it's the Wild West of creative inspo and end up feeling more overwhelmed than before you hopped online. Now, a vision board is a powerful tool for dreaming big, but when it comes to your brand, random inspiration from Pinterest can actually create confusion, and transforming your vision into a brand identity, that's where most people get stuck. So how do you piece together a vision board and transform that into a mood board that feels like it fits together and resonates with you at a soul level? Today, I'll show you how. Keep watching to discover how this brand went from this to this, and how you too can craft a dreamy vision board and transform it into a strategic mood board that's cohesive, elevated, and reflects your spirit-led brand identity. As a brand enthusiast and designer who works with Christian coaches and consultants, there are 7 consistent mistakes I've noticed people make when curating a mood board for their visual brand identity. When they DIY new graphics, ebooks, or newsletter, or anything for their brand, they all end up saying the exact same thing. They wish they had more cohesiveness in their visuals, so they seek my help. So let's reduce your learning curve and talk about these 7 mistakes, what it looks like in a visual brand sense, and how to easily fix each mistake so your mood board can look and feel exactly like you, and you can start creating designs you're really proud of and excited to share with your audience. All right, let's get started. So mistake number 1, don't go jumping into Pinterest right away. This will lead you to using whatever strikes your fancy that day. You know how it is. You log into Pinterest, and by now the algorithm knows you better than you know yourself. So if it's feeling friendly that day, it'll serve you up something to your liking aesthetically. Then you pin it, and you jump down the rabbit hole. Your designs for the next week or month, if you're lucky, will reflect that very image that you saw that day on Pinterest. But what happens when you're looking for more inspo the following week? Pinterest will serve you something different, and then you'll be inspired to design something new. And then when you scroll down your LinkedIn feed or your Instagram feed, all your graphics look like they're from at least 3 different businesses. So how do we fix this? Do first get clear about what you want. By taking time to write out what you want your visual brand identity to communicate to your audience, and do grab the brand essence map. It's a free guide to help you uncover the soul of your brand and define 3 things. Number 1, who you serve. Number 2, the emotional impact you want to leave. And then number 3, the vibe your brand should evoke. All this needs to be done before you even start designing. In other words, clarity before curating. If after watching this video you still feel stuck trying to make your brand feel and look cohesive, the brand essence map is your missing pre-step. You can download your copy of this free guide, no email required, by visiting bit.ly/esbrandmap. You can scan the QR code that's on the screen or click the link in the description. All right, so that leads to mistake number 2. Don't pull inspo out of thin air. So after DIYing your brand process for quite some time, you're ready to take the next step and get a little serious. You've heard about this brand identity thing and it's piqued your interest. So you've probably heard that the first step is to create a vision board. So you hop on Pinterest again and start pinning everything your dear heart desires. I mean, why not, right? He said he wants to give you the desires of your heart. But yeah, this pulling inspo out of thin air method, it's just as haphazard as mistake number 1. It will only lead you to being pulled wherever your emotions and vibe are going in that moment. So try this proven method instead. Do look to keywords, themes, and short phrases. So have a look at your previous graphics or posts that you've posted on your socials and check out those posts that you've created and see what resonates with your audience. So for example, for this brand, Kasam, the themes are Samson. This is a lock hair care line for men, and it's related to Samson from the Bible, the book of Judges. So we want to convey strength and intellect, earthy, even eccentric. And in Hindi, Kasam means oath, like a vow, which is perfect because Samson, he probably had dreadlocked hair or something to that effect, right? But he was born a Nazarite. So these are the types of key words that this brand should convey as we develop the visual brand identity. So if you're at a loss for words about your brand's themes, check out the prompts inside the brand essence map. Afterward, you'll have more clarity about the innate words and themes that are authentic and unique to you. Now you can go and do your visual research on Pinterest or whatever is your medium of choice, which leads to mistake number 3. Don't stick to just one visual inspo platform. And also on the flip side, don't choose too many platforms. Pinterest can be the Wild West with so many different ideas. There is inspiration for days that can pull you in all types of directions. This is a gift and a curse. There are a ton of awesome websites out there that can give you a different aesthetic and make your imagery stand out from the crowd. So do check out a couple of other websites. I always recommend my clients check out websites such as Creative Market, Creation Swap, freebibleimages.org is a good one I just discovered. Envato Elements is great. FreePic, wonderful. Pexels. Okay, so disclaimer, as a Christian woman, you will want to put on your armor before hopping on these websites. You just never know what you will find. It's the condition of the battle, ladies. But once you're armored up, browse a few websites for some visual inspo. This way you can get a different feel for what's out there. There are a gazillion photographers, each with their own unique style of photography. And the more you browse, you'll start to find that you resonate with certain photographers' work and will actually prefer their images. And this will lead you to easily recognize other photographers who do similar work. This process will eventually refine your eye, so you'll be more aware of what you like versus what you don't like. So moving on to mistake number 4, don't start narrow. Now you're probably saying to yourself, is this a trick or something? Especially considering initially I said stay off of Pinterest, where it can become inspo overload. But now that you have more clarity about your vision, you will want to start casting your net wide in that direction of your vision. It's a much different concept than before when we were talking about casting the net wide to any and everything. So here's the logic behind this method of not sticking to just one theme per se. I've seen vision boards be as minimal as only 10 images, all looking the same, such as one type of graphic or one type of font or just one image. This type of narrow approach limits your creative process. By having a vision board that is minimal, it will actually make it more difficult when you transfer your inspo from the vision board to the final brand mood board. So, on the other hand, do fill your Pinterest vision board with lots of inspo. And I mean lots. As you do your visual research, take those keywords from the brand essence map, the free guide I keep telling you about, and type those words into Pinterest or whichever website you'll be using for a vision board, and then grab as many images as you can. Notice what thoughts and feelings come to mind when you see an image that speaks to you. This is how you will begin to know what is truly right for you and your brand. And don't worry about grabbing too many images. A vision board with anywhere from like 50 to even 200 images is way better than a board with only 10. So mistake number 5, don't transfer all your inspo over to your mood board. So once you're at the stage of curating your mood board, you'll want to start refining the visual identity and vibe. As you scroll through your Pinterest vision board, you'll start to notice similar themes. Perhaps the imagery of people will start to look the same, or you'll notice that the fonts will look similar. In other words, you'll start to notice a lot of repetition because of how many pins you've added to your vision board. So now what you do want to do is limit the duplicate fonts, color palettes, and images. For instance, you may have noticed that you pinned like 6 or 7 different color palettes, but realistically, you don't need that many to go over to the mood board, especially if they are very similar. So you should have a pretty clear idea of what colors would fit the vibe of your brand. So as you go through your vision board, transfer those images and fonts and color palettes over to your mood board that will begin to tell a story. So for mistake number 6, don't just throw all the images onto your mood board. It can be so tempting to transfer every image you resonate with from your vision board to your mood board, but you are curating. So you want to be very strategic about which images, fonts, and colors you're choosing to go on to the final mood board. So instead, what you want to do is make sure the images, fonts, and colors flow well together. As you fill up your mood board, it will come to life. You will start to see that images will fit well aesthetically with other images, and you will notice when an image feels off, so to speak. No matter how much you like an image or color or font, if it's not fitting the overall theme of the mood board, if it's not flowing well with the other content on the mood board, do make the executive decision to just take it off the mood board and then try it for a secondary mood board, which leads us to mistake number 7. Don't stick to just one mood board. Don't be afraid to play around with your mood board and really allow your personality to come through. Don't feel like you have to do what everyone else is doing in their brand images, colors, and fonts. But what you do want to do is have fun with your mood board. For instance, if your brand is a bit more clean and minimal, your final mood board should reflect that with lots of clean lines. But if your brand is a bit more eclectic, you may experiment with a layered look like this one here for custom. Also, do consider making 2 mood boards, one with a vibe and aesthetic that leans into your original vision, and then another mood board that's a bit more playful or experimental or a little outside of your comfort zone, but is still true to you. This way, you can push yourself to see which vibe or aesthetic is really what would suit your visual brand identity and your goals best. You won't know unless you try. And sis, that is how you transform your vision board into a mood board that brings clarity to your brand's vibe and visual identity. So if you're ready to DIY design a brand identity that's spirit-led, resonates deeply, and endures beautifully, grab the Brand Essence Map free workbook by clicking the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay blessed.